Howdy folks, thanks for tuning in once more to Desirable Drives. I'm your host Darren. Let's get straight into today's video. It is the color change from green to red lights on your center console of the Corolla Sportivo. So without further ado, let's get it done. Alright folks, let's get straight into it, and we're going to be changing our center console lights from green to red on the Corolla Sportivo. First step is to remove your gear knob, so you're going anti-clockwise to remove that. It takes a little while to get it out because it's a long thread, so just keep persisting. Next step is to depress the little spring-loaded clip on the ashtray where my thumb is, and the ashtray just literally pulls straight out. Very simple. The next part is getting on to removing the gear knob surround. It's the plastic surround with the gear knob or the gear shift boot. So you need to hook your fingers in under where I've got my two fingers there and just lightly pry it up, pull it up, and it'll start to come out. So you can see there it's lifted up and it's coming out. So we'll go on to the next stage, which is removing the cigarette lighter wiring, and there's also a little cigarette lighter illumination bulb next to it, and you can access that best from the passenger side in my opinion. So just pull those out. With the gear knob plastic boot and surround removed, you can see there's two little screws. We need to back those out, and that's the only two screws you'll need to back out to remove the center console. Now the next step before we start removing the center console is to remove the surround where the air vents are that goes around your stereo system or your head unit. So as you can see there, I've pushed in the air vents at the bottom, and that'll enable you to get your index finger and thumb on both hands grabbing on that thin bit of plastic there where the arrows are pointing now, and that'll just pull straight out. So it comes straight out like that. There's no wiring or anything attached to that. It just comes out. So place that to the side, and we won't be touching that again until we reinstall it. The next part there you can see is the center console that is ready to be removed. So where the arrows are pointing, there's some little friction clips at the top there. So you're just going to be basically pulling on that area at the top to lightly pull out the top of the center console unit. So you can see it come out there, and I've got the arrows pointing at the two little clips, the little friction clips. Now this will expose the wiring loom that goes to your center console, and there's three separate connectors that have to be removed. This is another angle. So what you need to do is where I've got the arrows pointing, you need to depress those little clips and carefully pull out the actual loom. Once that's removed, there's one more bulb to remove, and that's the one for your ashtray, so make sure that comes out as well. This is the item or the unit mounted on a nice mat so to prevent the screen from getting scratched. So you can see the back there, and I've pointed, got little arrows pointing to the only 6 screws to remove this black plastic cover. You don't need to worry about any of the other screws. They're irrelevant for this procedure. It's best to use a magnetized screwdriver because that'll help remove the screws from these hard to get to places. Now before you remove the actual plastic from the circuit board, this is looking from the top down. There's two little clips, so you have to lightly pry them out with your fingernail or a small plastic pry tool or something, and just pop those clips out at the bottom. And that will help you remove the ones from the top as well. So this is the black plastic moved out the way, and you'll see the circuitry in behind. There's 2 more screws that you have to remove. Best to use a magnetized screwdriver again. So with the arrows pointing to these screws, carefully back them out and put them to the side. Now you can see the circuit board with the little wedge bulbs that we're going to be removing. Now the first 3 bulbs there, these are your T4.7s. So you need 3 of those, 1 for the clock and 2 for your temperature control unit. After you've done that, there's 5 more bulbs that are now highlighted with arrows. These need to come out. The other 2 bulbs in the top left hand corner is the white bulb and there's a pink one on the top right hand corner. Do not remove those, they are not necessary. They will stay as they are. Bulbs are placed into position and then lightly turned clockwise to tighten them. This is what it will look like once it's completely done. So all 8 bulbs are in position. So the 3 T4.7s and the 5 T4.2s. And this is what it will look like once it's done. So if you reconnect everything and some of the buttons aren't illuminating, try and take out the offending LED bulbs and place them back in 180 degrees from where you put them in. And if they still don't work, the bulb could be blown, and you need to try again with another LED bulb. So it's sort of touch and go. You might get lucky the first time with all of them working perfectly, but ultimately this is what it will look like. All right, we're back. I hope you found that somewhat interesting. I hope it gives you the motivation you need to get out there, order your bulbs and get the job done. Don't be afraid to ask for help either from me or from a mate or something like that to hold parts, or rewatch the video, whatever you need to do, and just get it done. The best bang for buck interior aesthetic mod you can do to the Corolla Sportivo, in my humble opinion. And if I can do it, you can do it. It's that simple. I'm no rocket scientist, so just get it done. What are you waiting for? All right, today's life hack, as I'm going to be doing in all of my videos, today's topic is basically hard work. If you're an employee, not an employer, if you're an employee, hard work is rewarded with more work. So keep that in mind and act accordingly. Have a nice day. Goodbye.